In 1989, Disney reclaimed the crown of the biggest animation studio. The Disney Renaissance started with The Little Mermaid, and it became one of Disney's most lucrative ages. The Renaissance had one vision: big musicals with deeper stories than before and beautiful animation. Disney reached a giant peak with movies like Aladdin and The Lion King. Many people, including myself, consider this the absolute best Disney age. There is not a single movie I don't like in this era. Unfortunately, it couldn't last forever, and when we entered the 21st century, Disney would face new competition, but that's for later. Let's rank the Disney Renaissance movies from the least perfect to the absolute best animated movie of all time. Like always, we don't include sequels, so no Rescuers Down Under here. Let's begin. From all Renaissance movies, I think Hercules is following the mold the least. It tells the story of the Greek demigod Hercules, whose powers are more than muscles and strength. He has to learn how to become a true hero. This story is certainly not bad, and it's one of the funniest Renaissance movies for sure, but compared to the rest it lacks some things. Phil, voiced by Danny DeVito, is amazing, so is Hades, one of the funniest Disney villains of all time. I also like Megara, a sassy girl, not a Disney princess desperate for love and affection. She has the best song of the movie, Won't Say I'm in Love, but I like the soundtrack of this movie in general. Very fun, good movie with a cartoony style. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is the opposite of Hercules. It's one of the most controversial movies in Disney history, because it tells one of the darkest stories of them all. The story of Quasimodo, the hunchback of the Parisian Church of Notre Dame. He is nice on the inside, but only the gypsy girl Esmeralda sees his true heart. While the villain in this movie, Claude Frollo, is a dark and rotten old man. He is calm but ruthless. The hunchback has themes of religion, genocide, damnation, lust and child murder. While this movie still has songs, they are also very dark and intimidating, but in a good way. I appreciate that Disney dared to make this movie, but its tone looks more like a dark age Disney movie. This movie has some comic reliefs, the gargoyles, but outside them, it's more serious, but still great. Hellfire, God Help the Outcasts, and Out There are all masterpieces. So me ranking this at the 8th place is nothing personal. I just like the other movies of this age more. Tarzan is considered to be the last Renaissance movie. We follow the ape man Tarzan, who lives with gorillas and meets humans for the first time. Tarzan is a nice character, and Jane Porter is clumsy and likable. Clayton is not the most memorable villain, but he serves his purpose in this movie as the British poacher. I don't know how to feel about the Phil Collins soundtrack. I do like the songs, but it's not what I'm used to with Disney musicals, some guy singing in the background. This movie has beautiful action scenes, but I don't like the comic reliefs as much as in other Renaissance movies. Many people like to bash on Pocahontas for his historical disservice to the real colonization of America and the treatment of Indians. I'm not going to argue that those people don't have a point, but if you can look past that, it's really a great picture. Colors of the Wind and Just Around the River Bend highlight freedom. Savages is also very strong, dealing with racism and misunderstanding between people. Except for good songs, we also have good animal sidekicks. And Pocahontas herself is not bad as a curious character. The problems I do find in this movie are the following. John Smith is not that awesome. Likewise, Radcliffe is certainly the weakest Disney Renaissance villain by a landslide. But I must say, those are nitpicks for me, because I still love this movie. At the 5th place we're having Beauty and the Beast, and I know I'm going to be very controversial, but I never loved Beauty and the Beast like most other people. Don't get me wrong, this movie is amazing, but I just don't connect with it like some other Renaissance movies higher up this list. This movie has beautiful animation, perfect songs and nice characters. Belle is one of the better princesses and sets the standard for many to come. I'm not that blown away by Gaston the villain and the Beast himself. I think the Beast is very unlikable in the beginning and Gaston can be annoying sometimes. All servants of the Beast are amusing, so I like this movie, but I don't adore it. And now it gets tricky, because I really like all the movies coming now. I would never put Beauty and the Beast above Mulan. I love Mulan. It's a great Disney movie. It would be a suitable number 1 pick if it wasn't for the amazing competition. Femme Mulan is the first Disney princess whose story doesn't center on romance. She's powerful, strong and a badass. Mulan saves China, defeats a Hun army and everything just to save her father. Let's talk about the villain for a sec. Shan Yu is nobody's favorite Disney villain, but he is so menacing and great for this particular movie. But the praise doesn't stop there. We have perfect songs like I'll Make a Man Out of You. Mushu the Dragon, voiced by Eddie Murphy, is hilarious. But Grandmother Fa is also very funny. This movie is definitely a classic. The reason Disney was back as the king of animation was this movie. The first fairy tale in 30 years and a smash hit. Ariel is so keen on the human world, she trades everything to go to the land and be with her prince. Nowadays that can sound very stupid, but she's believable in her naivety. Ursula is a great Disney villain who has a really good death scene. Of course the songs are awesome. Under the Sea, Part of Your World, Kiss the Girl, you name it, it is amazing. Sebastian with his Jamaican accent is such a great comedic sidekick. Again, this movie could be number 1 in an alternate dimension. Aladdin is a perfect movie. It pains me to make this my runner-up today. This movie is beautiful, the songs are whimsical, the characters are amazing. Let's say it like it is, Jasmine is hot. Not only her looks, but her manners and personality too. Even modern day feminists should still like her. Aladdin is so blown away by her, he does everything. Like singing the best Disney duet of all time, Whole New World. Jafar is a sarcastic and ugly man, such a great villain. The animals are all good, but above them all is Robin Williams voicing the genie. If this wasn't a hit, it would have killed the movie because he's all over the place. But he does it, and he does it good. But the best Renaissance movie, which also happens to be the best Disney animated movie ever, is The Lion King. This was my childhood, adulthood and so on. Simba's story is so engaging. He has to find his place in the world, become king of Bright Rock, while his evil uncle Scar has usurped the throne. Scar is maybe the greatest Disney villain ever. Timon and Pumbaa are such a funny pair, and the songs of this movie are unforgettable. What is there else to say that isn't said before? This movie is perfection. We'll never get something that good ever again. But that doesn't mean Disney never tried. I really liked to rewatch all the Disney Renaissance movies. I can't say the same thing about the Post-Renaissance era, but that's for next time. See you later. Bye bye.